welcome. We're sitting in my office in Scottsdale, Arizona. As I've mentioned before, we are on the road to building another $100 million real estate team here in Arizona. Started in New Mexico, moved to Scottsdale. I talk to real estate agents literally every single day of my life. Agents that work with me, agents in the brokerage, just agents on social media, lots of events, speaking, and I get asked a lot, what's gonna happen in 2024? And to be honest, your guess is as good as mine. Everyone's been saying 12 to 18 months, something's gonna happen for literally the last 5 years, so who knows? There are some things that as a real estate agent, I do wanna list out for you. I actually made a list. There's 5 of them in specific. As an agent in 2024, here is where I'd be focusing. Here's where I'd be putting my time, energy, and resources. And real quick, the reason why I do these educational videos for real estate is because when I first got into the business, no one helped me with shit. And I sucked for a very long time and ended up broke and had to take a loan out from my dad. I do this so you don't have to suck and I can help you and you can make a better career for yourself. So that's the reason why we do it, is just try to help someone who was in my position 5-6 years ago. First thing, number one, looking at 2024, it's not all about doing a bunch of different things. Like what'll happen is you'll wake up, you'll have a lot of good intention, you'll have a lot of energy, but what you find yourself doing is kind of doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, jumping from calling, jumping to emails, going on appointments, and you're kind of scattered throughout your day. And every day you kind of feel like, I didn't really accomplish much. And so the way you solve that is, number one, you have to do the right activities. Okay. Now, it's not all about just doing the right activities, because you might have to increase the quantity of the activities you're doing. So let me give you an example. Open houses, don't care what anybody says, proven strategy in real estate. If you're holding one open house per week, 4 per month, and you're not getting the results from those open houses, well, there's a high probability you need to do more of them. So instead of trying to buy some other course, watch more YouTube videos, go to more trainings, learn how to use ChatGPT better, like all the different things we do instead of the one thing that actually works, just do 2 open houses per weekend. Double your actual output of the open houses, and hey, you might have to triple it, you might have to quadruple it. But it does make your life easier knowing that you're doing the right things, but chances are you just have to do more of those. So that was just one example. You can apply that to different areas of your business, but it's not always about doing a bunch of things. It's about doing a couple things at an extremely efficient and extremely high volume. The second is learn lending. Now I know that sounds self-explanatory, like yeah, no shit, learn the lending business. But what happens right now is you have a lot of people who are on the fence about interest rates. Now again, we'll get into that in a little bit, but that's the buyer consumer right now, is like, the rates. It's always an objection we're getting. So you as an agent have to really be able to take that conversation instantly when rates come into the picture and explain what a 2-for-1 rate buy down is. Explain the difference 1% actually makes in terms of payment. Because I can tell you this, is that people shop with payment. Okay, so I want you to remember this. When somebody says interest rates, that comes up as a negative in a conversation with the buyer or seller. I want you to remember and pivot to payment. People buy with payment, because the question becomes is, hey, hypothetically speaking, if I could find the perfect home out there, like it checked every single box on your list, and we could get the payment at or below your budget, even with today's rates, is that something that you would at least consider taking a look at? And the answer 9 times out of 10 is yes. So you just have to explain to them how we can manipulate the rates with rate buy downs, with credit, with being able to negotiate other things in the deal, money off the price, repairs, whatever it might be. But you gotta know the lending side of it and be able to have a very intelligent conversation where you know all of the different options financially for your clients. I personally think rates aren't gonna do much in 2024, but hey, my guess is as good as yours. So third is start working with investors. There's a lot of lawsuits going on right now. And look, I don't focus, and you shouldn't focus either, on things that you can't control. Tons of lawsuits going on, arguing that the way that we've structured the real estate industry has structured real estate commissions is not, the best way to do it, and that there may have been some fault legally, whatever. But here's the reality, is that things are going to change. And I want to make friends with the people that are continuously buying homes. Like on a regular basis, they are looking for deals, because all I have to do is go, what are you looking for? Let me go find it. match you up. And to be honest, that scenario, like, I think buyer agents are gonna have to be more diligent. Like, the days of, let me show a house, actually, let me send you some listings, let me know which one you like, and then we'll go see them in person. I think those days are numbered. I think that the buyer's agent is going to have to provide a lot more value than just opening the doors. And many of you do, and many of us do, but that's what I'm seeing going forward. So investors. So remember, if you aren't working with investors now, you're kind of opening up a whole other segment. You're working retail buyers and sellers. Now you can work investors, and they buy and sell on a regular basis. So you really learn how to create your own market. Fourth is channel out the noise. You've probably heard, kind of my tone on that is like, stop focusing on things you can't control. And I want you to remember this: the next course, the next training, the next podcast, the next book, like, those aren't things you should be chasing. The reality is that you're gonna get the results you want through massive action. But guess what? The massive action, when I talk about circle prospecting, for sale by owners, expired listings, sphere of influence, open houses, you go, yeah, I've already heard that before. The reality is that nobody sells courses on those, because people sell courses trying to trick you into thinking there's an easier way. And don't get me wrong, there's strategies out there that are very effective, but again, you can't do a little bit of them. You have to go all in on one direction. So point being is that, why not focus on proven models that work, right? That's what I'm getting at. Focus on the proven models that work, and no, the next course and podcasts and all books aren't gonna be the change you wanna see. It's gonna be through action of the things that you already know work. Fourth, keep buying real estate. Now, I say that for a couple of reasons. Buying real estate for a real estate agent is like the golden hack of all hacks in real estate. Like, it is an ocean of opportunity, because the reality is if you're commission only and you have actual income, you're gonna pay taxes. That rental property lets you take that depreciation through something called cost segregation, accelerate the depreciation to offset your taxes. So just buying one rental property per year can make a huge difference in the amount of taxes that you pay. The second one is that you are building a passive income stream, right? You're setting yourself up long-term. You make your money in single-family rentals. You really make your money in long-term equity. And the secret ingredient to equity is time. So the sooner you own it, the sooner you're gonna have that appreciation, that equity. And then the last one is because I do believe that when rates go down, it makes payments more affordable. And people qualify based on their debt to income ratio, which has to do with their payment. So when the payments become more affordable, what's gonna happen to the prices? If anything, they're gonna stay right where they're at, or they're gonna go higher. Again, it's all speculation, but I'm a firm believer it's all about time in the market, not timing the market. The other part about buying real estate as an agent is that you have whatever percentage, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you have in the deal. I had an agent in Albuquerque just calling me yesterday. He's doing an FHA owner occupant 3.5% down on a triplex. Now, he's getting paid 3% on the deal. He's literally taking his 3% and using it towards his down payment. He's coming out of pocket with like maybe $10,000 on that purchase. And that's just the loan cost, that's it. There's a lot of ways to leverage that commission. If you think about it, getting an extra 3, 4, 5, 6, 10% off of deals and cash back in your pocket over time, or negotiating in the deal, that's a huge benefit that not a lot of other people get. As a real estate agent, you have a huge advantage to keep building a real estate portfolio. That's everything on my list. Those are the top 5 things if I'm a real estate agent, which I am, that I am gonna be focused on, and I recommend you are too, for 2024, so you can crush it. Remember, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you liked any of that, or if you want to add something or want me to explain one of those topics a little bit further. I want to keep this video pretty short. My attention span's short, so I try to keep them short, and hope you guys enjoyed.